The Matrix is strong. The system which is designed to keep you as a slave is strong. How could it exist any other way? Because there's very few of them and there's a lot of you. The system is extremely strong. It's designed to keep most of the people at the bottom slaving away, praying to have money they're never going to have so those at the top can stay filthy, filthy rich. To attack a system like this, you need to wait for an opportunity.
Ah! We're back, bitches! We're back, bitches!
Look who it is. Look who it is. It's them.
It's them.
It's them.
It's top grade.
How y'all doing?
How y'all doing? Oh, wait. I mean, we're top grade.
How you doing?
It's
top grade, Luke here.
top grade.
Man, I can really never be serious for more than like 3 moments at a time, huh?
What?
We were just
Get
serious.
back there, man.
We were
Get
just.
back there, man.
Get back there,
Get back.
man.
Get on back there,
Get
man.
back
Get
there,
back there,
man.
man.
Fuck off me.
Get back there, man.
Fuck out the way.
Rocking my life, man.
Man, y'all boys, bro. Just all serious as fuck, like setting this shit up and like, come on, put that way, this that way. And now it's just like, good times, you know?
Oh, by the way, I want to give a shout out to one of our best friends, Eric, for supplying us with all of this beautiful
Yeah,
equipment.
Eric's sponsoring this video.
Eric bought us this boom mic, our lavs, our lights, our camera, everything you're hearing and seeing.
Yep.
All thanks to Eric.
Fuck you, Eric.
Fuck you, Eric.
He was actually nice towards the end, you know, saying like, hey, I hope y'all guys work everything out.
You're just an Eric dick rider, bro.
Yeah.
You really are, bro. You're pissing me off.
I'm Eric fucking, my Eric follower.
You're an Eric.
Follower Eric.
You're an Ericer, aren't you?
You're a Cartman. You're a Cartmanism.
Eric Stan.
You know who I bet is like best friends with Eric?
Who?
Fucking Aiden Ross.
Aiden Ross.
Aiden Ross has got to be best friend. Zach.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Eric
You can't
spent a
stand
lot of
still
money.
for fucking 1 second.
Sorry, Eric, sorry.
But yo, shoot, you guys can't just chill out for
Can't take it seriously.
Take it serious.
What the fuck?
What the fuck?
Don't get me serious for more than 2 seconds, man.
Please stop.
You
Man, woo!
know what I
Woo!
really need?
Sorry.
What do you
Little
need?
Smoky thingies.
You one of those smoking sticks?
One of them old sticks.
One of them cancer
sticks?
flancers?
Yeah.
But yeah,
What are
Aiden Ross was on stream, and he said, I went to Hamas out of respect for my friend. And then, you know, Destiny, that blue-haired cuck
Oh my God,
fuck,
dude.
bro, you know what he says?
What?
He said, what friend? A suicide bomber? I swear to God, live on stream.
What?
He said this shit, bro.
Who was he talking? Who was he referring to? His friend.
Probably my boy.
Hey, so Aiden Ross went to Hamas. You
Yeah,
realize that's a terrorist?
probably for that boy
Hamas
Emery.
is a terrorist organization. I wasn't aware that was a location.
Hamas is not a terrorist organization. You gotta understand that, like, one person's terrorist is another person's freedom fighter.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure, no, Hamas said on, like, not on live TV, but like they said, like it was documented, they said they are not for the Palestinian people.
Yeah, but
even though they're getting, you know, that's why Palestine was getting like so harassed by, not harasses.
But
that's an understatement.
the Palestinians, they killed over 12,000 innocent of the
100%. 100%. An article just came out that said the Israeli and special forces accidentally killed hostages, thinking that they were Hamas.
Wow.
Yeah, that was recent. That was today. I think that news came out.
But you know, Hamas governs the Gaza Strip. Gaza.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the Gaza Strip of the Palestinian territories, which are illegally occupied by under Israeli international law, I should say.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not like I'm for this side or I'm for that side. That's just a fact.
Yeah. No, it's like any other war going on, man. I mean, there's two sides, but I mean, neither side is right.
No.
I mean, they're fucking, you know, the people sitting up in the chairs are just fucking sending their troops out really for nothing.
Oh, yeah, just to die.
Just to die.
I see some arguments online in certain forums, certain groups, where they'll date the actual war back to, like, the ancient historical period, and I'm just like, well, why is it, you know, like, it doesn't matter who started it then, this is today.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it's pretty relevant towards the entire conflict in and of itself, but it's not going to help us. It's not going to help us stop it. It's not going to help innocent people not get killed.
Right, and Aiden's reaction to Destiny was just, you know, he said you're going to hell, you don't believe in God, and he called him a faggot on live stream.
Really?
And you know what's crazy about that? It's like, bro, he's got like brand deals. He's on Kick and all this shit, bro.
You talking about Destiny or?
No,
Aiden
Aiden called Destiny a faggot. I mean, I agree he's a faggot, but
yeah. But I mean, shit.
I'm not risking
anything
on
live.
Yeah.
Jesus, man.
And then they started
because that whole live shit, like that's their whole life.
Yeah.
Like that's their life now. It's not like, oh, wake up, go to work. No, it's wake up, hit the camera, and it's not like, oh, I'm going to record a video today. I'm literally going to live stream my life.
So
there is no filter, bro.
There's no filter. There's no privacy.
There's no separation. Because sometimes I'll see him and he's dressed in. It's like he just rolled out of bed.
Yeah.
And he's on camera. You know.
That's fucking
blows
crazy.
my mind.
I don't think they really care all that much when they're making upwards of six figures.
Clearly they don't care. Dude.
You just wear a nice fucking shirt. God damn.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Got soup stains and shit on that.
Dude, just when I talked about him coming out, like when he's wearing slides and those shots, I'm like, bro. Like, do you not care how people... I mean, I know he doesn't care how people view him. Clearly, he's done some very haram shit. But there's got to be a point. There's got to be a voice in you going, man, this isn't right. Like, this is not right.
You know what, like, fucks with me? Two grown men arguing over whose chat gets more engagement.
Jesus Christ.
Dude, I'd rather watch two people with no arms fight than watch either of their streams.
Yeah. Oh,
For
yeah.
a fact.
That's 100% a fact.
Does anybody remember when men were men and violence showed who was right in the end, instead of soy boys measuring whose micro penis is shouting
smaller?
out a voice chat? You know, like, does anybody know?
No. Dude.
I think that was before my time.
Before
our time. You know.
Do we have a...
I mean, we're a pretty bad example because we're just like the environments we were raised in. You know, the shit we were taught being brought up. You know, it's just a lot different than a lot of these other people.
They're on the way.
See online.
They're on the way. Okay, you gotta chill.
I don't think the values and the lessons and experiences we went through and were taught growing up are the most mainstream ideals that you'll see. A lot of what you'll see is just a lot of progression and just really weird aspects of life. Like it's just so much so that the scales have tipped. You know, they're all out of whack now. It's not equality. It's not inclusivity. It's excluding one group so another group can feel included. It's being, giving such and such amount of leeway to this one group that this other group gets shunned out. You know, regardless of what gender, what race. I'm not saying anything. I'm not saying anything and talking any specifics, but just in general, that's really how it is. You know.
Oh, I agree.
I'm sure you can go online and instantly find out which groups are being what.
Are you kind of talking about like are you saying, can we take Disney for example?
Yeah.
What's going on?
Yes.
Are you saying like they're
Disney.
trying to include the woke side of the world while excluding the normal people and not realizing that that's going to completely ruin their fucking
they're
company.
broke, dude. They're not broke, but they're
But
going broke.
they're
It's
losing
like
a lot of money.
Go woke or go broke. That's the term. Literally.
That's crazy,
Brokey.
bro. But until you actually realize that's not the case, and you could just wake the fuck up.
Get on back there, man.
Get on back there. Get on back there, man. Get on there, bro.
You're holding the camera, bro.
Come on, bro. Get on back there, bro. Get a little closer, bro. Come on, get a little close, bro.
Yeah.
Come on, get a little close, bro.
Get on up there, man.
Get on up there, man. Get on up there, man.
All right, I'm up here. Leave it singing on, man.
Come on, man.
So I have a little segment I want to do today with y'all, if that's all right.
What's your
All right.
segment?
I have some notes prepared because I want to ask y'all some.
With it?
They're basically they're going to be true or don't look. Hey,
Whoa,
you're
we're
cheating.
getting a head
You're
start.
cheating.
All right. These are basically going to be true or false questions. All right. These are all myths that we grew up on hearing. I guarantee you have heard at least 5 of these growing up from your parents, grandparents, whatever it be.
Give them to me.
All right.
Sure,
True or false? Knuckle cracking
False.
gives you
False.
arthritis.
False.
Good. Correct. It is such a myth. It won't give you arthritis, but it may decrease your grip strength.
Do you know how
over
I
time.
know?
How?
Because there was a man, and to test this theory, he only cracked one hand. And he didn't crack the other hand. And after like 20, 30 years, he went to the doctor, and there was no difference in his fucking hands.
Nope. All right. Number 2. You should pee on a jellyfish sting. True or false?
True.
False.
What?
No,
it's an urchin, isn't it?
I don't know. I didn't look into that, but I know I grew up. I peed on jellyfish stings before. I have. I've done it. Remember KJ, our buddy KJ?
Yeah.
Right before we went to Pensacola, he got a jellyfish sting, and well,
You peed on
I
him.
peed on it.
You peed on him.
I peed on him.
You peed on your boy.
You peed on him.
Well, you know, like through my pants, but like it dripped down.
You R. Kelly him.
Nah, bro. You are Kelly KJ.
I'm just saying.
That's
It's actually
that's the ultimate fatality, dude.
it can
R-
actually make it
R.
worse.
Kelly.
Really?
It can make it worse, and if you instead you need to use apple vinegar, rubbing alcohol, or just hot water.
That's basically
Yeah.
piss.
I mean,
What is fermented piss gonna do?
I mean,
to
what
a
is hot water?
Neurotoxic.
I mean, what is hot water? Hot urine. When it comes out your body, it's kind of hot.
I mean, yeah, it's hot.
It's not really
but
hot,
it's
though.
it's the chemicals within the urine that don't mix well with jellyfish stings.
Wow.
Okay. This is one I thought to be true up until I researched this. True or false? Dogs' mouths are cleaner than humans.
That's false.
Okay.
I mean, they eat shit for a living. It's gotta be false. I always thought that one was kind of iffy. Even
I'm
when
gonna
I
say
was
true,
in the Matrix.
but I'm gonna tell you why my answer is true.
I want to hear that first.
Okay, let's hear you.
So whenever you get a wound,
Mm-hmm.
a dog's instinct is to lick you to get that bacteria off. And I think it might not be that a dog's mouth is cleaner, but it sterilizes your fucking wound.
You are right. It is not that the dogs' mouths are cleaner.
Mhm.
But just like humans, dogs have completely different
Bacteria.
going on.
It has like disinfecting properties.
Like you said, dogs eat shit.
Yeah, I guess it
Yeah.
There
depends
is
on-
no way a dog's
Yeah,
mouth
yeah.
is cleaner. Now
No,
it
yeah.
can't, like you said, it can sterilize, a wound. Maybe not like medicine or some shit can, but yeah, it could definitely help. Okay, this is a fun one. It will take 7 years to digest gum. True or false?
I've always been told it's true, so I'm gonna say
I
false.
think your body just passes it on, right?
It's false.
It's false.
Yeah.
So now,
Okay.
check this out. The body can't digest the resin from your swallowed chewing gum, but it will move through your digestive tract as normal and will be out in the next few days. So
Okay.
your body can't break it down.
It's like corn.
It's like corn, but it will pass. That whole fucking, it'll take 7 years. It's fucking bullshit. It's bullshit.
So if I eat enough gum, I'll never shit
Yeah,
again.
shit, yeah, no, dude, no. True or false? Wait an hour after eating before you go swimming to prevent cramping.
True.
False.
False.
You just picked all false, didn't you?
No, I'm tricking you, man. But it is false.
It is.
It is completely false. And I remember, I don't know if you remember Michaelia. We used to go to the pool all the time.
She was living.
No,
No. I remember now. I remember.
Yeah, she told me from the get. She was like, "Don't fucking listen to that shit." Now it can make you tired,
I can see
but
how
you're
that
not
would
gonna
kinda,
cramp to it.
I can see how that would weigh you down.
Yeah, it
No,
can
over
definitely
time.
affect you, but it won't. It's not, bro. You ain't gonna. Yeah, bullshit. Now this
I hope
one.
that's on camera.
Now this one. All right, y'all both seen the movie Lucy, right?
Yes.
Have you not?
Oh, I've seen clips
Okay.
where it's
so
like unlocking this
unlocking
percent
your
of your brain.
true or
100%.
false? We only use 10% of our brain.
False.
Think-
All of your
No.
brain has a purpose.
It's-
Speak. Answer carefully. Tread carefully.
Fuck, dude.
What has the American education system done for you? Let's see it right here.
I think we only use 30%, so I'm gonna say false.
It is false. It is false.
False for all the wrong reasons.
You know what's crazy about this?
Huh.
It was a motivational speaker ploy to encourage people to live up to their full potential. This dates back to the 1900s.
Really?
That they've been telling you this.
Wow.
It's to tell people, oh, you only use 10% of your brain. You can be better. Live up to your full.
Do you know how much we actually use?
I couldn't tell you how much we actually use. I think it's around 30%, but
Like-
your entire brain works.
I think
Yeah.
Use your
I
entire
think you're
brain.
thinking of your conscious brain. Like that's.
Or it's like some gland in there somewhere. No,
Yeah,
in that
yeah.
wrinkly fucking brain of yours.
Yeah, wrinkly ass fucking.
Yeah, we all got one. Just.
I think it said if we only used 10% of our brain, we would have. I think it said the size of like a goat brain or some shit. Like it.
What?
We'd be dumb as rocks. Is what I'm telling you. Like we would not be.
Zach, you only use 10% of your brain.
Wow.
Of course, that must be why I'm.
I
sitting
have
right
the
next to
fact
you.
check, 35%.
35%. Thank you.
Ooh, I was
Thank
close.
Okay, so he's actually spot on.
I'm a genius, bro. I told you.
Tested
Top
by
genius.
Mythbusters.
I'm pretty sure we all know this, but I want to say it for the camera. Breakfast is the most important meal of the day.
False.
Completely false. Now, all meals are important. That's what I've done on the research I've done. All meals are important.
Except breakfast.
Well, it's not saying it's good to eat breakfast. It is. It really is good to eat breakfast in the morning. But it's not, oh my god, you need to eat it or you're gonna fucking die. No, it was a propaganda to sell more milk and more meat. That's all it was.
But let's be honest, all right? Like a little bit of breakfast, like 2 eggs is probably good for your breakfast, right?
Yeah.
But if you're sitting there gorging yourself
Oh,
in a big plate of Waffle
You
House,
can be tired all day.
all day.
All day.
I think humans, back in like
This
our
is a neat
ancestors, we just I think we just ate whenever we had food. Like I don't think it matters really like that much. I think it matters a little like when you eat your food, but just I think it's really about the amount.
The amount,
of food,
yeah.
the amount of carbs.
I mean, but if you think about when we got food back in time.
Think about what kind of food as well. Was it whole food? It was definitely whole food.
No, they didn't have
wasn't-
Whole Foods back then. But.
You know what whole food is, right?
Yes. But the time of day that we got food, whenever, let's say you're a tribe, right, and you send the men out to go hunt for the food, they brought it back at dinner time because their goal was to hunt and kill as much meat and animals as possible to bring back to the tribe. So really, the only meal that ever really mattered was dinner. And whether you were going to be dinner or you were going to bring home dinner, that's what you got to decide.
Yep. So, this is what I believed my entire life. Because you always grew up watching TV or playing some fucking video games. Sitting too close to the TV will make you go blind. It's
obviously not true.
I mean, no, it's not.
We have like corporate office jobs.
We have
where you
fucking
just
VR headsets.
VR
bro.
headsets. Now, the TVs
Look at
emit
those numbers.
The TVs emit such low radiation that they have very little effect on you. However, staring at the same thing for a long period of time can cause the eye muscles to fatigue, but there's no proof of long-term damage from staring at a TV. So really it's more focusing on the same thing for too long. That's what it is. It's not the TV, the radiation waves at all. Get on back there, man. Damn.
Stop playing
Get
with
on back there.
Why y'all hogging the camera?
Fuck. Now, this one's interesting. I never thought about this one. I know y'all have always heard lightning never strikes in the same
Fuck
place.
off me.
I'm trying to talk.
Zach
Get on back there, man.
He can't fucking sit still.
I know.
He's
can't.
playing
He
with a
gotta
pen.
fucking
He's
move
tapping
always.
the table.
ADHD brain ass.
Fucking sit still. Be quiet.
Lightning never strikes twice in the same place.
False.
It's false.
Obviously, it's highly unlikely.
Well, no. Check this out. The phrase is obviously meant to be very encouraging. It's a very encouraging quote. But lightning often does strike in the same place more than once. Fact, the Empire State Building, is hit by lightning on average 25 times a year.
Well, it's not really helping the case. It's just like a fucking
Well,
steel
I
rod
get that, but
reaching
that's
for
the
heavens.
whole thing. Is like people are going around.
It's
Lightning
really
never strikes in the same place.
The
Bullshit.
Empire State Building is like a pro at reaching out for lightning.
Yeah,
Like
think about all the
attracting
lightning rods we have out there that are constantly.
Yeah.
Well, I feel
being
like
hit.
the pole just leads down to a ground wire. I mean, that's why we have ground wires in every fucking building.
Exactly.
I want to circle back to the TV causing blindness thing. I actually was doing my own research on that because like I have vivid memories of me not needing glasses, and I was like, what? Why am I so blind all of a sudden? Why do I need glasses at the age of 12?
It's the same thing with me.
21 now, and I'm just like I played a lot of video games in my youth. When I was younger,
Yeah.
I was playing outside, this, that, and the other. Bam, brand new Xbox 360 gets released. That's it. My life's over. I'm in the dark room.
I know why you needed glasses. I know why both of y'all are like just blind.
What's that?
There's a Matrix agent.
No, dude. Let's check
Matrix agents don't
check
get
this
perfect
story
vision.
out.
I'll get 50.
I came home from school one day, so I don't even think I'm so stupid, bro.
What happened?
I was young, bro. I ain't no shit, alright? So, when I was really young, when I first found out I was blind, I used to think that I could look around walls without looking around the wall.
You
Whoa.
so you had X-ray vision?
I would be in the wall, like, this is the corner, this is the wall. This is the edge of the wall. And I'd be like, I can see around the wall!
It's like looking-
But it's blurry. So I was like, I can see around the wall! Come to find out, I came home one day and I was like, yeah, Mom, I can't really see out of my left eye. She's like, what?
Oh, no.
I'm like, I can't
Oh,
see
no.
shit out of my left eye. She's like, are you joking? I'm like, nope. And from there on out, I found I had fucked up vision, bro.
It's kind of funny because like most people who have that have like a lazy eye or a crooked eye. Yours just look
I
normal.
got so
I never want
lucky.
to guess, bro.
Look, I went and I went to go get my permit when I was 15, and I went to go take the eye test, and they're like, all right, take your glasses off. I was like, I can't see without them. Like, I can only see out of my right eye. She was like, okay, but you still have to do it. I failed. My right eye is perfect. 20/20 vision, my right eye.
Mm-hmm.
I failed everything in my left eye. And they're like, you can't
Can't
drive.
dude.
I had to go to my eye doctor to get a note saying, like, the last time I went to my eye doctor, he basically told me, yep, your left eye is fucked. LASIK surgery won't fix it. Glasses will not fix it. The only thing glasses will do is prevent it from going lazy, which might not even happen. It's rare.
Yeah.
For my scenario. So I literally got a signed note from my doctor because my right eye is 20/20 saying I can drive.
Okay.
With this blind fucking eye. That's why
Is it still blind?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I can't read Mrs. Producer's shirt. I can't.
Yeah,
It's very blurry, but I can't. I don't even know what the fuck's on her. I don't even know what it is.
I don't know what the fuck it is either.
But you know, it's kind of surprising because a lot of people would question me like, how do you play basketball so well? How do you do sports so well? How do you drive so well?
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't look like you're not going to stop you at all.
My body's just adapted.
Bro, you're the Cyclops.
I am. I'm literally a Cyclops. Like this left eye, I don't use it at all.
Wow.
And every day I never use
like
it.
a young white Nick Fury.
Yeah. I thought you were gonna say something else. Sorry.
Nah. The thing I wanted to say about eyeballs was, a lot of kids or I guess your eye needs a vitamin that gets produced by the sun or whatever, like a certain nutrient. And if you don't get out in the sun enough, I actually researched this. Like your eye is supposed to change shape from like a kind of oval when you're young into like a more circle.
To a circle.
Yeah, but like if you spend
Like a cat's eye.
Yeah, but if you spend all day,
But the other way.
not the pupil, like the actual.
Oh.
The actual eyeball structure. But like if you spend all day inside in the dark, your eyes never get that sunlight, so it never does that. It just stays like this. It gets blurry.
Jesus, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
That's my running theory.
I am so dependent on sunglasses. It's not even funny.
Think it hurts?
When I go outside and the sun's bright and I'm driving, I'm constantly squinting.
Dude, I always thought you just had style.
I do, but it's like, dude, I was in the car with my old lady the other day, and I didn't have my sunglasses on. I'm like, I'm so dependent, I can't even fucking see.
I don't know, bro. Sometimes that sun's trying to fucking kill you, dude. I feel like the manufacturers of cars are trying to kill you with the fucking amount of tint they'll put on that shit. Zero.
I just
Zero, bro. And it's
because it's illegal now. You can't have tint.
You're on the commute to the office at 6:45. The sun just decided to exist all of a sudden out of nowhere, bro.
Well, you can get you can actually have it.
Really?
You can get a medical note from your doctor that lets you have a darker tint.
I'm gonna go.
Your windshield's fucked, bro, but your window tint,
yeah.
you can
You
have
need the
that
windshield.
shit.
That's what's blinding you.
That's the problem. It's like I was
glasses.
watching. I told you about that guy the other day, and I cannot remember his name. I think it's Aman Gaddafi or something. 23-year-old millionaire.
It's a Fugazi.
Fugazi.
Oh, you know what?
He's not on the element
Sorry,
chart.
Iman Ghazi.
Yes, and I'm not, bro. He was in Dubai, and he was showing off his car. He has a 70% tint, I think, on his front, on his windshield.
Wow.
And he's like, it's completely illegal, and I've gotten pulled over probably every time I come here, and I pay the fine every time. But he's like, but come on, look at it.
Look at it.
Look
how
it's fucking cool, dude.
Yeah.
Like a Batmobile.
Badass, bro. I mean, you don't see shit, man.
No, not at all.
I'm excited.
Yeah.
I'm excited. This is the beginning of something great, something amazing.
Bought some new equipment today.
Yes, sir.
Eric bought this equipment.
Eric got this for us. Thank you so much, Eric. We really appreciate it.
I love you, Eric.
I love you so much, man. Everyone, comment down below.
Fuck Eric.
Fuck Eric. Or love you, Eric. Whatever you want to do.
Love to fuck Eric.
Love to fuck Eric.
Hashtag love to fuck Eric. Let's get it going.
Please, let's get it going.
Trending on X, formerly Twitter.
Oh, man. Formerly Twitter.
Zach, what do you got to talk about today?
Yeah.
What did I bring to the
Yeah.
table?
What did you bring to the table?
Get on back there, man.
Get on back there, man. Come on, dude.
Get on back there,
man. You keep going. Get your elbows.
Bro, he's like, if I'm like this, I'll look more swole.
Swole, dude. Swole, bro. Yeah. Get on back there, man.
I think it's fine.
Get on back there, man.
All right.
You fucking the light up.
I'll chill
Get on back there, man.
Alright. Don't quit smoking those fucking cancer sticks.
By the way,
Speaking of which, I'm gonna need another one of those.
Fucking said the words.
You said it, not me.
You can't manifest this stuff, Zach.
Manifest. You need to manifest. Alright. That was actually going to bring me into my next topic.
You need to manifest these nuts out of your mouth.
That was actually going to bring me into my next topic, right? That whole thing.
What's your next topic? I want to hear it.
Is that a lot of people don't realize what they say or speak actually becomes their reality in a lot more ways than one. It's not just like, oh, like some superstitious, like supernatural fucking the stars align. What's your What's your, I don't even know, what's
what's
your
his
astrology? I'm saying like our words are sharper than we think.
Yeah, like people who don't believe in God still believe in energy.
Because my running theory, and I have a lot of like evidence to back this in my day to day, and like hearing other people's experiences, is just that like what you say will eventually like form how you think, and it'll form the decisions you make with your own brain, and it just, I don't know, I feel like it has a lot to do with who you are, like just what you put out there. Not what you put out there in terms of like what you do, but just like.
I think it's crazy that people are
process.
willing to go see a psychiatrist, see a therapist, but they won't fix their fucking mouth.
They won't change. They won't.
I mean, I'll talk a lot of shit, bro. Just don't get me wrong. I'll talk all shit.
I think people should like
day.
sit down in a room and take a good, hard, long look around them and see what the fuck is pressing them, what needs to change, what can I change, what can I put effort into before they go and seek help from a therapist, dude. I don't feel like anybody. I feel like a lot of people don't do that.
None of the shit I talk either is self-deprecating. It's always Zach-deprecating, which makes me feel better.
Yeah.
I'm not even pissed because that was a good.
That was pretty good. That was
a good
pretty good.
play on words, man. Gotta
like
give it to you. Best one I heard.
You know, I this is a little. I know y'all don't probably fully agree with me. This is why we talk, clearly. But I
No,
they don't agree with me. No.
Let me forget about my fucking topic.
I don't. It has to do with what you're saying. I don't think that therapy is a waste.
I do.
I don't think it's for everybody. It's take me. I will not pay somebody to, tell me what not that they tell you what to do. I just don't feel the need to pay somebody to talk. And some people do, because look, this is exactly people like us. I'm gonna go to y'all because y'all are gonna tell me how it is.
Right.
But a therapist, people can argue, oh well, they get paid. Exactly. That is their job. They get paid to do this, which is why it's not a biased opinion.
Yeah.
For y'all, I might have a biased opinion, whether I know it or not. They won't. They'll tell you straight up what they.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not. You have to find the right therapist. I've never been to therapy, which is why I don't speak much on it.
Therapy is shit.
But I just, somebody like me, I'm gonna go to y'all. I'm gonna go to my family. I'm gonna go to my old lady. I'm gonna go to somebody I know and love and appreciate. Some people don't. Some people can't take that opinion. Like some people, if
therapy shit. It is, bro.
Well, we know your viewpoints.
Let me tell you why. Let me tell you why I have that
how you feel
viewpoint.
about the subject.
All right, you pay somebody to help you get through the problems that you're having. And most of the time, they tell you what you already know deep down inside. And not only that, it's such a scam because it's just like Big Pharma, right? They don't want to cure you. They want to treat you.
Well,
right?
Check this out. Hold on. As I already know where you're going with medicine. Therapists do not have the legality to prescribe you
That's
medicine.
not what I'm saying, though. What I'm saying is a therapist will talk to you to where one or two of your problems may be fixed, but he still needs a reason for you to come back so he can get paid.
Yeah, yeah.
The whole goal of therapy...
That's up to you.
Yeah,
you pay... Well, it depends on the... It depends
exactly.
On,
it depends on how good the
so
therapist
if you,
is as well.
So you're paying somebody
What
to
your
help
problems
you
are.
get through your problems, right? But the only way they get paid is if you keep coming back to them and keep talking to them. So why would they actually try to help you versus keeping you talking? Because if you're talking, your wallet is depleting.
I get that. I do. I complete, like for me personally, I get that. That's where I stand in my personal. But you know what? We can't make everyone think a certain way, and some people do enjoy going to meet their therapist. Do I think it's gonna fix their problems? No. I don't.
Only you are gonna fix your problems.
That's it. But that's what all people need to understand. If somebody wants to go into therapy, it shouldn't be because, the therapist, I'm going to pay them to fix my problems. No, you can do that yourself by your lonesome with nobody else. If you're a strong enough person, you can do it by yourself.
You know what I believe?
May I put what y'all are talking about into like simpler terms?
Go ahead.
The last thing on a lot of people's minds is going to sound corny, but like self-counsel. Like being able to take counsel on yourself and really sit back, review, and analyze outside of everything. Place yourself away and be like, what the fuck's going on, bro? Like have a genuine. It's kind of, it might feel insane at first, but to have a conversation with yourself, inside of the realm, like what the fuck's going on inside Zach's
I believe
life.
that's the first step. Having that conversation
That's the last
with yourself.
That's the last thing a lot of people will think, because what do you hear all these like self-diagnosed teenage chicks always talking about? Picking them out. It's just a statistic.
You know what's delusional to people?
What's that?
Because I'll own up to it. I'll talk to myself in the mirror. I hype myself up.
It's a real. That's a manifestation.
But some people think that's delusional. And like, so it's delusional to have self-motivation and self-confidence.
A lot of positive things.
I will look at myself in the mirror and go, "You're the fucking man. You're gonna fucking rock today."
A lot of positive things are painted as delusional in today's fucking
You're right.
society.
You're right.
A lot of them. That's a very positive.
But it takes an insane person to be successful.
Exactly.
No successful person was the average Joe.
Normal person. Yeah.
You know, and to be honest, what I believe is talking to yourself is the first step. But talking to yourself not as in, oh, I'm tired, I'm depressed, I have anxiety, I can't do it, where's my vape? Mm-hmm. It's talking to yourself of what's my goal? What's my mission? Where am I going in life? And my version of therapy is after I had that conversation, I found people who were on that same path. Yeah. And when I need help, I console to the people that are on the same path as I am.
Just like-minded warriors.
Exactly. That's the therapy you need to get farther. You don't get any farther. You don't reach your goals any faster by going to therapy.
That's another thing about what I was talking about earlier is like what you speak about becomes, you know. That's all you are. It's like your thoughts, your words, and your actions.
It's kind of like
that's how genuine you are. Is how far along those like line up. How much those align, you know.
It's like Chase, Will. It's like Chase. We were constantly bringing him up.
Hey, man.
Constantly motivating him.
Come on, man.
Constantly telling him what he needs to do.
Get on back there, man.
Get on back there, man, you know?
In his head, it probably didn't sound like that. In his head, it's probably like, man, why are you reminding me?
No, it's not even that. It's not. He knew.
He would talk like we did.
Yes.
Really?
But it was his own fucking problem. Like, he couldn't have confidence for himself. He couldn't have the motivation in himself. And I know it's not motivation. He couldn't discipline himself to anything except smoking weed and playing video games.
How can you... Because humans are based on routine. We get comfortable in a routine. Once we have a routine, we wake up and we do that routine.
This is our routine.
We find comfort in comfort. You know,
but how can you have confidence if you don't have discipline? How can you have confidence if you are just smoking weed, playing video games, jerking off?
And it's not even like a do or die or do or you don't thing. Humans fuck up. That's okay.
That's fine.
It just depends on how well you can dust yourself off and start practicing it again.
That's the difference, Zach. Yeah. You know, to us hopping on the game or watching TV, if you're not making content, you now accept that the finite amount of time that God blessed you with is going down the drain, and your dreams you aspire to make real will never come true. Stop wasting fucking time.
Yep.
Bro, if you're hopping on the game and you're at
least not making content.
You're not creating anything.
You're not
which
trying
means
to buy your mom a house.
Nothing will come of it.
Don't quote me on this. Kick didn't confirm it, but they proposed the idea that they're going to start paying streamers hourly, like a normal job, as long as they stay awake and interact with the chat. And
so they can't just sleep on stream anymore.
But the thing is, I'm not gonna lie. As dumb as it sounds,
you know what they're gonna do?
I think it helps.
I don't.
Because, what's crazy though is if this comes true and this happens, there's gonna be 80% of people who play on the game and don't do anything. They're not gonna do it.
Right.
They can see the $16 an hour to play video games. They're not gonna take the step forward to even try.
It's such a simple step.
It's such a simple step.
Simple extra button to click. They're like, I'd rather do nothing all day.
All day, make no money from this. If you're at least gonna do it, make some fucking money.
Anytime I do any of that hedonistic shit anymore, dude, I always feel I just kind of feel like crap because I know I'm not taking the necessary steps.
You should.
I agree.
And be successful. Like everybody wants to be successful.
That no one's going to do it. Do I agree that paying the streamers hourly is going to help? No, because you know what they're going to do? They're going to take away the fucking donations.
Yeah.
So the millions of dollars that streamers make on donations is now going to go directly to the company into the white-haired's pocket, and they are going to be working a wagey job just like every other. There aren't going to be any more Neons or Aiden Rosses getting fucking rich off of these games anymore because now it's their job.
Yep.
Now it's their hourly, wagey, brokey fucking job, and now they're a slave not to themselves like we are. A slave to progressing ourselves. A slave to somebody else.
Yeah.
Do you realize how much fucking capital that all those streaming platforms and sites made off of like the actual streamers? Like, because the streamers brought the people there, not the actual platform. So like, however much you think Ninja was getting paid, however much you think this X streamer was getting paid X amount, they should have been getting like 10 times that. Probably. Most definitely. you know, and I'll
I
just hear
agree.
talks of like what they're actually making, and yeah, it's like a fuck ton of lot of money for what they're doing.
That
It's
is
just like-
so
doesn't make
fucking
sense, though.
funny though. It's like all these like news outlets like, oh, PewDiePie's net worth is this much, 60 million. This
Yeah.
this YouTuber, this streamer,
Yeah.
this
The
Kickstarter.
amount of money PewDiePie made YouTube probably in like a 10-year span, dude, he should have been getting paid at least as much as LeBron, in my opinion. It's kind of crazy.
I don't even.
I don't think basketball players should be paid as much as they are. I don't think football players should be paid as much as they are. They're being paid more than our fucking vets who
plumbers,
Think
die.
about how much money.
on our military.
When you're plumbers, electricians, welders, any trade is getting paid less, including the military, is getting paid less than NFL stars and fucking basketball players. There's something wrong.
Yeah.
But I understand it. I
Well,
know
I
I know
that,
why.
That fucking, they're building the stadiums to
Yeah.
have to play those fucking
they're
basketball
building the
games
steel
and football
buildings,
stadiums.
you know?
Exactly. Like, it just makes no fucking sense, bro.
When-
But that basketball player makes more in a night than they did fucking building that building.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100% agree.
100%.
What? I mean,
I predict in a 10-year, 20-year span, like 2-decade span, that streamers will be getting paid close to the same amount as professional athletes.
And
In
athletes
my opinion.
yeah,
would
probably.
be
Because
making
it's
the
just-
same, if not more.
Because professional sports have been around fucking for way longer, dude.
As
Way
much as
longer.
we respect the
that
blue
shit's still in
collar,
its infant.
as much as we-
still in its whatever the word is.
we lived the blue collar life. I think each and every one of us, we still do. You know,
Yeah.
to this
this
day.
day.
You know, we work hard for our business because
Nothing's
we know our.
passive.
They also use taxpayer dollars to build those sports facilities.
Really?
Just now hearing this.
Yeah.
It's same
Incoming.
thing with
Or
here where we live.
top
You know what
grade
sucks?
source.
We get taxed for our roads and shit to be paid.
Our
to
roads
be-
are shit.
Our roads are shit.
Our airports are shit.
What do you mean? Where the fuck is this money going?
Half your check's gone. Yeah, that's why you gotta work for yourself.
You have to, bro.
And as soon as they make those streamers work hourly, they're no longer working for themselves.
No.
But every person every broke wagey who doesn't have a job, who doesn't do anything with their lives, is now going to become a streamer for $16 an hour because it's better than slaving away at McDonald's.
Yep.
New York State officials have received a deal with the Buffalo Bills to use $850 million in public funds to help the team build a $1.4 billion stadium, the largest taxpayer contribution ever for a pro football facility.
Wow.
So all these people are busting their asses. So
Where's my fucking money? You know? That's
Society
fucking
is somehow the most
crazy.
That's
convenient
crazy.
thing ever, but also the most like inconvenient.
I
thing
understand why
ever. The
though.
most inconvenient thing.
well, the world is a show business. It's all about entertainment.
It's not just that. Whenever they had old kings and the kings had wars to conquer more land, what did they do when they knew that the people were going to revolt? They put on a show in a carnival in a huge stadium.
Make everyone feel better.
They would make the people they didn't like fight lions, have a huge circus, a huge show, and all the people would clap and yay, and nobody revolted.
Yeah.
And that's what we call the Roman Colosseum.
Exactly.
That's
That's
just the same
exactly
thing
what
that's
it was.
happening in this
It was a
day and age.
ploy to not get your throne taken away from you. Because the people, everybody knows that if you get a group of like-minded men, that's a revolution.
Yeah. Yep.
And,
And they're trying to shut that down as quick as possible.
you know, okay. So
You fuck
football,
what?
I fuck football. No, football is one of those things where it's like I have respect for it because I used to play it when I was younger. I know it's a hard sport. I know it's hard on your body. I understand that the reason they get paid this much is not only for the carnival effect that we had in the old times where people don't revolt, but also they get paid that way because of the money it brings in to those white hairs. I understand that. But I hate football fans. I fucking hate football fans. Whenever LSU scores a touchdown and you're like, we won! You didn't win shit. You're sitting on your fucking couch, drinking a beer, eating crawfish, and that's all fine and dandy. Have your fun. But I don't need a football game to fucking do that.
No, you don't. But I mean, I enjoy. You know, you can be hypocritical. You know, I'm not saying that I necessarily agree with how much they get paid and all that, but I guess just growing up in a sports household, you know, I I was
So
raised.
Sports
on
are good.
So you get
sports
the
are great.
I mean, it's good
Well,
for like
that's the thing.
bonding. It's good for hanging out with your friends. It's a
It
good
is. Like,
family
I
pastime.
I played the
No.
sports.
Yeah, me too.
You know, and I loved it. And I'll watch my teams, but you won't catch me, you know, hooting and hollering and raising hell because my team won.
Being this crazy
Or my
fanatic.
team
Crazy-
lost.
or my
Go.
team
Getting
lost.
angry
If my
over
team
that.
loses, I don't give a fuck.
Because, you know, at the end of the day, it's not your team.
It's not
People are
mine.
dying
It's
over
not
that.
your
People
money.
Are dying over that.
Yeah, people cry because their fucking football team lost. Are you fucking kidding me?
I mean, in some scenarios, I understand crying more over an election than a fucking football team, and even that's rigged. Even that only lead two doors that lead you to the same place, the fucking Matrix. Everybody knows it's rigged. Fuck, dude. I think football games sometimes are rigged. Football is just wrestling.
Oh.
It's just wrestling.
Yeah.
You hear
Oh,
about
big time, dude. You see some of the ref calls, bro? Like,
you
crazy.
hear about the fucking underdog stories, bro, of these teams. That shit's got to be rigged. I mean, yeah, there could be some great, awesome.
I mean, you know what they're
yeah.
saying in the fucking the cigar lounge? Like, people love a good underdog story. Swirling their fucking crown.
You know what I
with
heard
their
the other
fucking
day?
cigar. Their white heads.
There's this podcast. I don't know his name. He just came across my fucking feed.
Speak a phrase. I bet I'll be able to tell who it is.
You probably won't.
Oh, bet.
Some random.
No, it's random. It's some random. It's a sports podcast. Y'all ain't gonna know who he is.
ESPN. I already knew it.
Nope. And it was. I'm not gonna lie. It was hilarious. I can't remember who he told it to, but he was like, "I guarantee you, any decent high school basketball team would shit on the best WNBA team, bro." Would absolutely shit on them, bro. Like, there's no...
I mean, of course, that's across any sport. I saw one of, like, a I don't know if it was semi-pro. I think it was a pro women's soccer football team. And they were
Football.
I was the biggest sport in the world. Let's give it some fucking respect.
I know.
But, like, they were having an exhibition against...
Soccer shit.
They were having an exhibition against a middle school boys team. And I think they lost like 11-6 or something.
Wait,
something crazy.
Really?
And it was an adult women's. Not shitting on women, but I'm just saying, like, empirically we're different. Why compare the two?
Exactly.
You know, we each serve our own purpose on the face of the earth.
But the fact is,
planet of
they
Earth.
have been compared.
Planet Earth.
We know, everybody deep down knows that men are more physically capable, where women are more emotionally intelligent in some aspects. I wouldn't hire a male babysitter. It's not because I'm sexist. I'm just not stupid.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say you're wrong on the man side of things, but I feel like
Everybody knows that women can't drive. Everybody knows that women can't park.
But I feel like that I'm speaking purely like roles here. Like I think a woman is meant to love and what would you say? Love and care for, you know, and like bring up. And
That's why we have sluts.
And this happy, positive environment.
That's why we have whores and OnlyFans models. It's because of weak fucking men. How are these young girls supposed to love anybody if they've got a weak fucking man sleeping next to them every fucking night? Mm-hmm. Whether they're super skinny or they're super fat, they're both on the fucking Xbox. It doesn't make a fucking difference.
Yep.
Well, the false idols that they're feeding like young age girls nowadays aren't helping either. You got fucking
Nicki Minaj.
Nicki Minaj. Yeah, all those
shake
fucking
some ass for some money.
Plastics, all the plastics out here. They don't help the like how because the little girls like see this. They see this.
Yes.
And then they mimic.
They mimic. Yeah.
They see what we do. It's just a learned behavior.
It's so bullshit.
And then the young guy, your average young guy, is looking at how these chicks are acting now because of these false idols, and they're like, "What the fuck am I supposed to do with that? What am I supposed to do?"
Well,
I'm supposed to take this slut out on a date after she's been shaking ass for all my homeboys?
Have you seen the numbers that they make? Is that not just haram in itself, the money?
Haram!
Haram! Dude, it's so fucking... That was perfect. It was so bad, bro. Like, when these women are making millions of dollars a month, and it's like, you're selling...
Haram!
You're basically selling your soul.
Yeah.
I really do think it's like this. I feel like it's the same thing as selling your soul. Because, I mean, we do internet. We make videos. But I'm not going to shake my fucking dick around for some fucking money.
In the
Are
Quran.
you fucking kidding me?
I think it was chapter 2, 90, and I think it was 2, and also it's in English, right? So it's translated, I'm paraphrasing.
It's as good as it can.
As good as an American can get, all right? Yeah. Miserable is the price they have sold their souls for, denying God's revelation and resenting God for granting His grace to whoever He wills of His servants.
All those OnlyFans, bro, they don't believe
Aiden
in
Ross sucking dick.
Get on back there, bro. Get on back there, bro. Get on back there,
Holding
bro.
the camera.
No, but seriously, all these people who sell their souls for fucking money, who can't say anything for fucking money, who can't do anything because it'll affect their check, all they're doing is selling their soul for money.
Mm-hmm.
But what people don't realize is reputation and how you present yourself weighs a lot on the soul.
Nobody cares about their reputation anymore.
Nobody. Why are there so many porn stars?
Exactly. Nobody. You know, Mia Khalifa, it's probably a few years ago, came out saying that she genuinely regretted doing everything she did.
Of course she did.
Of course. Everybody knew she would.
Because she did it when she was she just turned into an adult. She was a young
crazy,
adult.
Bro.
And she was a young, dumb bitch.
Yeah.
And now forevermore.
I can understand why a guy would want to do porn. I couldn't understand why a chick.
Honest to God, I don't even know.
Don't get me wrong here. I feel like there's a correct amount of shamelessness you need to have about yourself to go about life in a proud and dignified way. But there's also just having no dignity and no self-respect for yourself.
I see where you're going with this, because I feel like you're about to say that nobody should want to do porn.
Yes.
And I agree.
I genuinely think porn should be canceled because, look, as a man,
you're right.
if you knew what was going on and what it did to people,
yes,
I don't want to do porn because I know it raises that false sense of reality
ruining
to
lives,
these young people.
Getting people addicted at an early age.
I agree that porn should not exist.
Yeah.
Porn should have never been in anybody's vocabulary.
No.
I agree that it's haram. I agree that young boys watching it, even young women, it gets them a false sense of reality.
Yep.
It's a leading source of sexual education for a lot of young men, dude.
Something that they've nutted to, they think they like.
Yeah. Yep.
So when it actually happens to them,
and they don't know how to separate love and lust.
Exactly. Nobody does anymore in this generation. But I'll be honest, it is more haram for a woman to do porn than it is a man. And the reason I say that is because a man can fuck a lot of girls, and it adds value and status to him because other men see that as valuable. But for a woman, what's the first thing if a girl doesn't like another girl? What does she go to? First go to? Oh, she's a slut.
Yeah,
she's a whore. I don't like her. You know, and it's because women intrinsically know that is a bad, shameful act.
Yep.
It's biological.
This says it all right here. You ready? A good key can open up all locks.
A lot of locks.
But if a lock can be opened up by all keys,
it's a shit
lock. And people...
Women are locks.
Women are locks.
Men are keys.
It's just how it fucking works. I mean, I'm sorry.
I like the
Deal with it.
I like the saying of it's not like we're not trying to shit on women here. It's not what we're trying to do.
No, not at all.
All for women empowerment.
Women empowerment, not women in slut.
I'm actually a feminist.
I'm a feminist.
I'm a feminist.
He is.
I am.
He is.
And the reason we may come across as not is because we know intrinsically that men and women are different.
Mm-hmm.
Therefore, if they're different, they're not equal.
Exactly.
And it's not saying that I'm going to abuse a woman. It's not saying that I'm going to take advantage of a woman. It's saying that I have a duty to protect and provide for my woman. Mm-hmm. And if my woman has a duty to take care of certain things for me, it's different, so it's not equal.
It's a different set of responsibilities.
Two and three are not equal.
No.
Because they're different numbers.
And not saying
in today's society, math is racist.
Math is racist.
And
you're a Nazi and a bigot if you don't think so.
Not saying a single mother couldn't do those things a father could, but she has to do them right, and she has to do them when you fall off the bike, get back up, dust off. That's a father's.
That is so fucking funny you said that. Look up the percentage. Fact check me on this.
Not saying it works out all the time.
But
not saying it's easy.
I'm saying that more crime comes from single mother households.
Definitely better to have
more
a father.
School shootings come from single mother households. And it's because they don't have a masculine frame. And the reason I say masculine frame is because if a man is the head of a household, like it was in a nuclear family, then the man would say, no, we don't do drugs in this house.
Nope.
Mm-hmm.
We don't steal in this house.
Just be that.
We don't do certain things in this house because I am the man of this house and you live under my roof.
But if you live and also on the other side of that is the other aspect is if you live in a drug household where the father is selling and doing drugs, then the mom will be addicted to drugs, and the babies will therefore be born addicted to drugs.
What did you tell me? I think it was you. You said, and it's not sexist. It's not none of that shit. But the woman follows the man whether they like it or not.
Yes.
Whether they realize
Yes.
it or
Like
not.
you said, if a woman gets with a drug dealer,
she becomes a drug dealer.
drug dealer.
I have a couple of statistics for
It
these.
depends
Let me read it off.
Obviously, there's a lot of factors. Depends on
You
the
can
man,
read the
depends
whole
on the woman.
thing.
Yeah, 100%.
But for the majority of cases, like, if you're dating a drug dealer, you're also a drug dealer.
37.8% of single mothers are divorced, 41% never married,
That's not what's
and
important.
only 6.5% widows. Let me look a little further. Y'all keep talking.
Yeah. No, but I completely agree with that statement. And it's not saying like, oh, the
The
woman has to
70%
do what the
and
man
60%.
does, but it just naturally comes.
In 1996, 70%
Totally
of
agree.
inmates in state juvenile detention centers serving long sentences were raised by single mothers.
How many? What was the 76?
70%.
70%. That's how much water.
Not saying moms are shit again,
No.
but it's very important that a mother and a father take on that task together.
Ooh,
People
okay.
aren't staying together anymore.
72% of juvenile murderers and 60% of rapists came from single mother homes. Chuck Colson, how shall we live?
We don't need men. We don't need men.
This
Shut
was
the
in
fuck up,
this was in
dude.
2004.
Jesus, bro.
2004.
So it's probably
probably
jumped.
a lot fucking higher now.
Jeez.
I think that
wow.
the case of single mothers has risen dramatically, not just it being the mom's fault, but like how they're this bias they're creating towards men. It's just making today's society is making more effeminate men than there ever has been. You know, it's breaking down walls and it's allowing men
They're
to feel
cutting
like
their
they
dicks
can
off, dude.
feel like they can kind of goo out and everything's gonna be all right.
If I'm
start taking these
100%
drugs,
honest, because
playing these games.
we are not perfect people. Luke and I.
Yeah.
We are not perfect people, but I remember the time when my mother first got divorced and she was the only one raising me, and you remember when your mother got divorced and she was the only one raising you.
Yep.
And
Yep.
luckily, unluckily, those coincided, and the most delinquent, juvenile, degenerate shit happened when it was only a mother in the household. That was me and Luke. That's our own experience of doing junky shit, hanging out with junkies, living the dream of fucking no money in my pocket, but I got some weed.
Yep.
You know, it's so fucking haram.
I'm not gonna lie. You want me to be 100% honest? I think it really
Wasn't her fault.
No, I'm not. My mother is this alibi.
Best
My mother
mother
is
in
the
the world.
Best mother in the entire world. I love her so much, and I'm so extremely very grateful for her. But you can't expect a mother to do a father's job. You just can't.
Because the father is a disciplinarian.
Exactly. I'm not gonna lie. When they got divorced and I went to go live with my
I
mom,
went buck wild.
there was no rules.
There was no rules.
They couldn't stop us.
No.
And that's when you and
We were
I
unstoppable.
fucking, it wasn't until I really started to forgive my father
That I lightened up on my mother.
that I lightened up on my mother and I started becoming a man.
Exactly, because you are the only man. If she doesn't find someone else, then you are the only man that she has in that household.
Yep.
And you don't realize that till it's too late.
Yep. 100%.
I was gonna rebut with like whenever my parents separated, I lived with my father for a while, and it was the same case for me. I think that's just a separation of the team.
I wanted to talk about that. I really wanted to. I really want to talk about.
It might not even be that single mother households cause as much damage as we proclaim. It's single parent households that causes that damage to a child.
But I will say it's a lot harder on. Sorry to cut you off. Just last little thing. It's a lot harder for single mothers to raise boys than it is for a single mother. I feel like to raise a woman.
Right.
Raise a young woman.
It'd be a lot harder
It's just
for a single dad to raise a daughter.
Yeah.
Than it would be for a single father to raise a son.
Yeah.
Because we are men. We know how to raise a boy to a man.
Yeah.
We don't know how to raise a girl to a woman.
Exactly. Now, one thing I really wanted to talk about was kind of we can get a little deep here, a little emotional.
All right.
How I want us to all talk what our fathers taught us, how our fathers were, and what they brought to the table, and how they shaped us to who we are. Just our fathers.
Blood or step?
Blood father, go.
So blood father. A lot of the lessons I will be 100% on. I did not learn till afterwards.
Me too.
So every lesson I have learned from my father, it took me years to fucking understand and like fully grasp. So my blood father, I was born about like 1 to 3 years old. Katrina hit, and we moved states away, and we were staying from a nice house that got turned into a slab by this hurricane to a trailer. And the first lesson that I learned, which is why we are able to do what we do now with our business and that money I invested, was to not be who he was. And that lesson came from the fact that he couldn't keep a job and he was always drinking, and he was, I don't know if he was beating my mother, but I know he was beating me, because shit that I didn't do I'd get beat for, because he would be drunk. He was an angry drunk, which I'm glad I had my run-ins, I'm not gonna lie, and that's when I learned that if I don't control my mood before I drink, then my mood, alcohol is an amplifier. That's first lesson number 1. It's alcohol in your genetics. Will
amplify any kind of feelings.
It's in your genetics. If your family did drugs, how they acted on drugs is how you're gonna fucking act on drugs. And alcohol and cigarettes, that's a drug. You know, like it or not. Weed, all of it. How your ancestors acted on it is how you're gonna fucking act on it. So number 1 was control my mood before I drink. Number 2 was never let your woman work more than you. I always work myself to death because I would rather slave away for the rest of my life with a good paycheck feeding my family than to do what my father did, walking on eggshells, not paying the bills.
Remember you told me you couldn't keep a job.
Spending the money on beer. The third lesson I learned from my father was that pain makes you stronger. The way he treated me was terrible. He loved me, but he treated me terribly. Someone can love you and still hurt you. That's lesson number 4. But lesson number 3 is happiness is on the other side of suffering. So if you're suffering and you're going through it, as soon as you get to the other side and you see the horizon and the green grass, you feel better because you went through that pain. I wouldn't be as tough as I am, or I've gotten through as many fights and scenarios and situations where I've almost died, if it wasn't for that pain. So there's 4 lessons. 1, control your mood before you take anything. And don't take drugs. That's number 1.
That's number really,
So don't take drugs. Control your mood before you take drugs. 2,
that's good advice, y'all.
Work your ass off like your life fucking depends on it, because no one's going to save you but you. 3 is work harder than any woman in your life. Your grandmother worked till she retired. I want to see you working every day. I don't want to see this commercial where it's like, hey grandma, can I have another grape soda? That's fucking haram. You need to be working your ass off because you owe something to your ancestors.
You do.
And for
whether
2,
you like it or not,
you have to learn to not only, you have to take the good with the bad. I used to think life was like a grocery store and that you could pick the best fruits and take the good ones and leave the bad ones. But in all actuality, you have to take all of it. Because if you take all of it, you learn what you don't want out of life. You see another person's actions and you realize where that led them. Then you will either want that same thing or not want that same thing and know exactly how the fuck they got there.
We always say it. We've learned from our ancestors. We've learned from our family on what not to do. Because if you don't look at what your family has done and you don't, okay, let's take, here's a random situation, all right? Say your father's on fucking heroin, right? And you see that just broke the family up and that ruined everything in your entire family. Your parents get divorced, you're broke now, your father's a fucking junkie, and you have 1 or 2 options. You either be a weak man and you follow and go down the same path and repeat the fucking cycle, or you learn from their mistakes. Because I'm not gonna lie, I always say there's certain things that you have to experience in life to understand
Pain.
Just knowing
But
and understanding.
stuff like drugs and alcohol and how you treat other people.
You don't have to experience.
You don't have to experience. You just have to listen. You just
Yes.
have to fucking listen to your surroundings
Use
and
your
what
eyes,
people
bro.
tell you. Exactly.
Look around. Look
Not
at
just
fucking
your
world.
eyes. Use your fucking brain and think.
You know what?
Think.
Yeah.
Where am I going to be after I make this decision?
You know what took me too long to understand?
What?
The reason old people like to talk so much is not only to share their life and their personal experiences and the little youth they have left, but also to make you better.
Yeah.
Even if you don't know the person, I've met a lot of old cats in the blue-collar plumbing trade that have taught me things that will benefit me for the rest of my life. And it's because I shut the fuck up and I listened.
Yep.
If you can't listen to a white-haired speak, even if they're not the most successful person, you will never get anywhere in life.
Nope. Because even if that person isn't the richest person in the world,
there was no difficulties.
just technical.
Just another challenge to overcome, an obstacle to succeed,
Secede from
Take
the
notes.
union? You mean like
an obstacle to
Succeed?
get out of our way. I thought you can use it there, dude. I'm sorry.
I don't know what
All right, Zach.
You
I
don't
want
suck.
you.
You
I want
suck,
you.
bro. You don't suck.
Zach, I want you.
what secede
on
means.
what?
Secede from the I know
What
what
are we talking
secede
about?
means.
Hey,
Hey, we're podcasting.
sorry, I mean,
We are podcasting.
I want you. I want you to talk about your father.
my mentors.
Your
Father
father
figures.
now.
Well, I've had
Just your
one blood father,
Clearly, you only have one blood
a
father.
stepfather,
I have two.
a stepfather, a few of my mom's boyfriends. One gave me
Just-
some shurikens. All right,
Just your blood father.
okay.
I want to know about your
One
blood.
robbed a bank. Funny story, actually. Again, that's probably for another podcast.
I wanted this.
I want to know that one. Yeah.
Even though I had a father and he taught me a lot of very many things about how to be a man, how to do certain things that are like natural for a man to learn as you overcome growing up, growing pains, whatever, helped me out. I didn't really have anybody I could really call a mentor per se. I didn't have too many of those like real life mentors that really like get in the nitty gritty of how to exist, how to be, what the fuck, what direction am I going, Not too many of those, and the ones that I did have were mainly online. And that could be
Online fathers?
online
Mentors.
mentors. Like people I look, people whose example I follow, and they led a certain example, led by a certain example, so therefore I followed. And that could be anybody from like YouTubers, fucking pretty much anybody, which is kind of unhealthy if you think about it. But yeah, so my actual blood father, circling back to that, he was awesome. He took care of us. He paid the bills. He was an awesome father. He was there for us. And I know.
Talk about how many millions your dad could have.
You want me to talk about my father's finances?
Mm-hmm.
Right here,
Yes.
on air.
On air. I want him to see this and be like, "Wow, I really could have." I'm playing.
I
You're
think we'll
probably
save
an
that for another.
amazing dude.
I think we'll save that for another podcast. But
I just want to know. I want to know.
what's
I
that?
don't care about any other mentors. I don't give a fuck about online. I don't give a fuck
Okay.
about what you heard recently.
I'll
I
tell
want to
you
know.
something that's
I
real.
want to know what you have taken from what
I've taken and
what
what
you've
I've-
taken from your father.
or not taken.
Good or
May have
bad.
not
The
taken.
lessons.
Good or bad. Not taken. What have you taken? The lessons you've learned from the father that you have. Not Tate. Not nobody online. Your
Okay.
physical blood father. What are some things that you know that you could say right now that he's taught you throughout life experience?
Well, from like just not even him like speaking about it, but just like being about it. Just anything you do.
Speaking, being.
I've noticed that like he's always diligent with anything he does. Whatever he does is 100%. He enjoys himself. He fucking enjoys himself. He works. He fucking works, dude. He pursues his hobby, his passion. He'll fucking do that. He's not iffy. He's not this. He's not a little fucking soy boy. He's not a little fucking gay boy. Like if you're about something, speak, think, and be about that something. Don't just kind of have one foot in the door. You're unsure. I mean, a lot of people are unsure in this day and age. This day and age is a very unsure one because we're just as technology advances, as society gets to where it's going, I guess. One of the things that I really didn't receive in my childhood, though, which I feel like was lacking, was just how to really, like, figure out what kind of man you are. There was never really a guidebook for that. You have to kind of pick and choose what information you digest on your own, and then like formulate kind of your own frame in your head. I had to do that on my own for most of it, for a lot of it, all of it. But yeah, and then now here I am today, just trying to like pursue my goals, I wouldn't even call them dreams because they're going to become reality, and I know that, you know. But
you know what I want to know? What have you learned from your stepfathers?
My stepfather, well, my only stepfather, I would consider my only stepfather, taught me like those traditional values and why they're important. And he also taught me a lot about incomplete masculinity, you know, and why that is toxic masculinity. It's because he has those values, you know, and he has, you know, the values and the opinions of like old, you know, that they would have back in the day. And like a guy should have this role and a girl should have this role. And he would also state that like a guy has to back that, you know, he can't just, so that was mainly where that's who I mainly got that from. You also have to back it, you know.
You can't say about it, you gotta be about it.
No, you can't expect your woman to be one way and then you're acting a certain way, but you're not actually fulfilling the niche of being a father, being a man.
Kind of making excuses for, you know.
Exactly. You can't just like
why you're not the best you.
Yeah, exactly.
I get that, man.
Luke, what about you?
Might have been speaking about a whole lot of nothing. But that's my take.
What have you learned from your stepfather or stepfathers?
I'm gonna talk about my father first, my blood father.
Man, what's up, Mom? Why are there so many fathers, dude?
I want to talk. I mean, my father. First off, I want to say everything that I have learned through my mentors that I listen to and envy, like Tate and all of these people, Waller, Goggins, Rogan. I realized that my father has been teaching me these ideologies and these, you know, these ways of thinking
your whole life.
So my whole life. So I've never been new to it. I've never been new to the, you know, being a man and doing whatever it takes, you know, regardless of how you feel. You know, he grew me up on that. And kind of goes back to when my parents got divorced and I lived with my mom, I kind of forgot that. I kind of let go of that. I let go of my responsibilities and the things I need to take care of.
Like we said, no rules.
No rules.
Balls to the walls.
My father was very harsh. You know, I mean, I know you can relate. I won't get into hella details on everything we went through, but like I said earlier, it wasn't until I stopped being selfish. When I started realizing why he did the things he did, I started understanding them. I started understanding that, okay, you know, he drilled these things into me for a good reason. Because when you're growing up, you know, you're emotional, you don't give a fuck, why do you beat me? Why do you hit me? Why do you do this? Why do you do that? Why do you scream at me? And then you get older, especially as a man, and you go,
you stop blaming him?
Damn, that makes sense. And just recently, you know, my father and I have been able to build a better relationship because of that. You know, and you got to also think where the time we grew up and the time they grew up. Right. They grew up in a much, much, much harsher time.
5 miles to school, uphill both ways.
Yeah. Like they weren't taught. They weren't taught how to love. They weren't taught how to show emotion. Which, you know, I'm not saying as a man you really should show emotion, but in the right situations you should.
But you also have to know that side about you and confront that, or else you'll just be an insecure fucking hobbled over mess.
Exactly.
You have to confront that. You have to.
Did it make you better?
What, my father?
Yes.
100%. I wouldn't be here if it weren't for my father. Mm-hmm. And I my whole life, I'd blame him. My entire life, I'd blame him for all my problems.
Me fucking too.
And then I grew the fuck up. And I realized that it's not his fault. And I just need to be appreciative for everything I get in this life. And I'm appreciative that I even have a father. I'm appreciative that I'm able to even call him. Because I know most people can't do that.
Oh, yeah.
You know, Will,
I can't call him.
You can't call him. You can't just say, hey, I need help. You know, I'm very grateful for that. And I've put all of the, you know, pussy feelings aside and realized what he's been trying to do this entire time was just build and form and shape me into the best man I could possibly be.
That pressure.
You know, that actually leads into another same topic, different scenario. Mm-hmm. See, when it comes to stepfathers, at least mine was almost just as bad, if not worse, than my actual blood father. You see, like, my blood father, I've done everything from glue all my shit down to my desk to cut holes in my shorts where your crotch is out.
Poop in your fucking.
I had a little kiddie pool, like an inflatable pool filled with plastic balls, like a ball pit, you know, from fucking Chuck E. Cheese. All the YouTubers were having ball pits. Everybody was having a fucking ball pit.
Sounds like a real cuck.
It was the hype shit.
I met him. He was a fucking cuck.
And it's kind of ironic because the trade we went into was plumbing. Mm-hmm. He was a plumber.
Mm-hmm.
And he would put dog shit in my fucking ball pit.
Yeah, your ball pit.
And I knew that it wasn't the dog because the dog was afraid of the ball pit.
Mm-hmm.
So he was picking it up and putting it in the ball pit for me to find.
Now, why would another man do that to somebody?
Because it's not a man. That's not.
I agree with that.
I don't understand that.
From the very little interactions I had with him, man, I don't mean to get like personal, but I know the men you've had in your life.
One time I got sent home from school because he had put cake. I'm talking about a birthday cake. He had put a whole cake in my backpack, and I went to school, opened up my bag, and my binders, my cake, dude, it was filled with fucking cake.
The fuck, bruh?
And I got home, my mom was pissed, but I realized that to stay in the house we were at next to my grandparents, she couldn't afford to keep that house up without him. And so me hating my mom for never leaving him was unwarranted because I wouldn't have been able to be as close with my grandmother and with my grandpa as I was if she didn't stay there. Mm-hmm. But one thing, because like we've been close for years.
Yeah, long time.
And we treat all of our family like family because that's what it is.
Yeah.
You know, we treat all of our family like family because that's what they are. I consider DT, you know, your stepdad.
Yeah.
As much my stepdad.
Yeah.
Because to get the plumbing job where I could get on with you, you and me by ourselves had to expose 85 foot of pipe under a sewer line.
Under a 75-year-old school.
So 4 inches in diameter around, 85 foot of cast iron pipe we had to expose with shovels.
And you got about a foot and a half.
If you wanted room, you had to dig for it. And we did it.
We showed you the videos, did we not? Of us under that school.
Yeah.
Fucking
I had long
out
ass
that
hair.
fucking tunnel, dude.
If I recall,
you know what we were
like
doing?
Cave miners from the 20s.
You know what we were doing? We were laughing the
our
entire
asses
fucking time,
because we didn't care what shit we were going through as long as it was together.
That's what men do in these pressurized situations.
But
there's nothing else to do. What are you gonna do? Fold and just fail and absolutely give up? We're not wired like that.
Exactly.
If you put a man in the correct environment to grow, he'll fucking exceed your every expectation.
Beyond limits,
you know?
yeah.
And this is just, in today's society, there's no real fertilizer for that growth. So these man babies just are sprouting up. Half sprouted, not really even knowing what the fuck.
It kills me, dude, when I talk to other men and all they talk about is their anxiety and their depression.
How shit their life
is.
Without that experience that we both shared, which it's one thing I'll never forget.
I'm forever grateful for it.
You know, when we're chilling on our yacht in Dubai, I will never forget that experience. I'll probably still bring it up to
being
you.
under that school together, man.
With bones and cockroaches and everything else. But without us doing that, I would have never have gotten to know DT.
Yeah. Yep.
Like I do. And
my stepfather, he's the
fucking man.
He's a great man.
He's a top G.
Yeah, he's a great man.
And I'll be honest, like, even though there was a period of time where you and me didn't speak to each other because we needed to build ourselves up before we could reconnect. And whenever I talked to him after I think it was like your birthday or something.
Yeah.
Came over and he treated me like I never left.
Yep.
And not only that, just riding in the plumbing van, going to each job. I'm so worried about my future, where I'm going, what I'm doing, how I am now. And he's just riding along, listening to Walton and Johnson.
Yep.
Walton and Johnson.
And you know what now? And it's crazy because
he just taught me to take life one problem at a time.
Yep. Because when we first started plumbing, we were a bunch of shitheads.
Dickheads.
And we thought nothing was fair. We thought
Fucktards.
fucking idiots, dude. We didn't know what the fuck we were doing, but we thought we were the best at it. You know, we were fucking 16, 17 years old.
Oh, yeah.
You know, working plumbing when all of our other friends are in high school and partying and having fun, and we're out here getting human feces on our fucking skin. Like it's a different kind of world, dude. When you know, and I'm glad that we had DT and my stepfather and our our old boss.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Because
Al motherfucking Baker.
we were given an opportunity that most people don't get. And if there's one thing that is stuck with me that my biological father has told me was, preparation meets opportunity.
Yep.
Since I could fucking walk, dude, I remember him telling me that. And that has stuck with me throughout my entire life. And you know what? When we got out of the shitty situation we were in at the trap house and doing, haram ass shit, and he gave me that call at 12 o'clock at night. Hey, I know it's kind of weird, and I know you need, I know you're kind of in a weird, foggy situation right now, but I'm gonna give you a job opportunity. I'll talk to Al, and do you want to start plumbing with me? I said, yes, because I knew that was better than whatever the fuck I was doing, and then I got you on.
Yep.
And I think, honestly, Will, we've always been close, but when we started working together like that,
that's when it really solidified. Our relationship and where we were going in the future.
Dude.
You have to be willing to take risks.
Mm-hmm.
People look at us like we're insane. We could go great for a couple months, go bad for a couple months, but we're still gonna have that same drive. Fucking today, dropping $6,000 on new equipment for our crew and our trucks and our business. In the moment, I had Zach looking at me like I was fucking insane.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like, if you're not insane, where are you going to be?
Where you at? Normal? Average? Fuck that, dude. Fuck that. I'm not saying that your thoughts weren't justified or they weren't logical. I think you're probably one of the most logical thinkers out of all of us.
Maybe too logical.
Maybe, but and sometimes maybe a little too logical, but that's okay. That's what we're all here for. We all figure it the fuck out, and you know what? Any opinion is never a bad opinion.
I have a question for y'all. Do y'all think that fearlessness and tackling something that y'all had no clue about, but treating it as if something you've been working with every single day of y'all's lives, is what kind of allowed y'all to help our business succeed?
Yes, sir.
Yes, to where it's at? That kind of early kindling, that early seed y'all planted then to not be...
What's beautiful...
Not be worried as you go on?
What's beautiful about...
Al taught me that.
What's beautiful about our businesses versus, what we've done in the past is we've already went through the stages of tiptoeing into businesses and putting in this much, getting it set up, and it not going anywhere.
Yeah.
But a couple of them were the first ones to really hit.
Yeah.
And even if it didn't hit as big as, the 6-figure, 7-figure millionaires that you see, we're not doing too damn bad.
No.
Compared to every other business me and Luke have started and failed at.
Yeah.
The ones we have now.
worked with.
Exactly. We've not only seen a lot of where other people have a downfall, we've also seen where other people have an uprise. Mm-hmm. And I think that's our biggest advantage is we know how to mature faster.
We took
than our surroundings.
This is what I'm very grateful about us, is it kind of goes a little ties into what we were talking about earlier with just learning from who's around you. We saw what tore these businesses down. We saw what tore our old boss's company down.
Yep.
Gambling, drugs. I mean, gambling is the biggest thing, but you learn from that, and Will and I always knew we were going to start something together. We've been trying constantly, over and over, fail, repeat, boom, hit, and we figured it out. We all three did. We figured it out, and I think Al is the biggest one, honestly, because we were there for a long time. We were plumbing for a long time. I think right there is where we learned what not to do with our money. Let's not go spend every fucking dime we have that we made on a casino.
On gambling.
There's a difference between personal investments, that don't lead you anywhere, and, your business investments that can bring you to Dubai,
A lot of people are a liability to themselves and their own surroundings.
90% of the reasons that businesses fail, a lot of businesses are successful, but they spunk it, they blow the money, they spend it on the drugs and the alcohol, and nothing to actually increase their value, what they bring back to the table of the business, why it was successful in the first place. And to be honest, the only reason Zach's sitting here right now is because you find those people who are on the same path as you. And as soon as I realized that Zach was on the same path that me and Luke were, I brought it to Luke's attention.
Yep.
before we even reconnected with each other.
Yeah.
Because we always knew we would.
Oh, 100%. We always knew that we had the same end goal.
The goal, whenever we were apart, was to be better than each other when we reconnected. And I think that's what makes us so fucking strong.
Yeah.
Is because it was never that I hate you. It's that I love you so much that I'm going to push to be better than you, so you'll push to be better than me.
Exactly. And we all three do that every single day. You know, I still find it unbelievable that all three of us are sitting right here, you know, doing this podcast. I mean, Will and I, we've talked about doing a podcast since we knew each other.
Hey, bro, what if we stopped smoking weed and did a podcast?
What if we
Hey,
cleaned
bro,
up
what if
our
we stopped
fucking
selling
house?
dope and just did
Man,
some
go to
YouTube?
studio.
Yeah.
Hey, bro, what if we... No, what if? Just fucking do it.
Do it,
No.
dude. That was a problem for Will and I for so long, is we would have these great ideas, these million-dollar ideas, and we never acted on it. But I believe that was because, you know, I'm not putting excuses on. It was definitely our own fault. But we were in such a toxic environment. Not just, you know, the women we were with, but the friends we were with, the house we were in, the house smelt.
The women that the friends brought around.
The women that the friends brought in.
See, once you're in that, it's hard to look anywhere else but what you're in. You know, so it takes awareness to kind of exit that.
That toxicity becomes comfort.
Yeah.
What do they say? What is it? Misery loves company, or
yes.
Misery loves company.
Never heard that.
You haven't ever heard that? Misery loves company, dude. I mean, the second you start getting that
You gotta be able to feel okay with yourself, and that's when that self-counseling. Like, what the fuck's going on? I don't need you.
So crazy.
You're fucked up.
I think every drug dealer, dope head, every junkie believes in God.
Yeah.
But they don't work to show God the beauty of his own creations.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if you're moping around the house all day not doing shit, then nothing's going to fucking happen.
No.
But if you're actually working, doing something that's honest to you, honest to everyone else around you.
And honest to God.
Good for your fucking self.
Yeah.
In the Quran, it says, many among the people of the book wish they could turn you believers back to disbelief because of their envy after the truth has been made clear to them. And that goes for people who pretend to believe as well. It also says, who does more wrong than those who prevent God's name from being mentioned in his place of worship and strive to destroy them? There are so many people I know that believe or say they believe and then act dishonestly, or will snake this guy, or will sell this to this person, even though they're just trying to make a buck.
1,000-year-old wisdom, take it or leave it.
Regardless of the effects of the other person. Like, whenever we were down bad, I don't think there was ever a point where I would sell or give or hand off anything to anyone that would kill them. But there are so many people we know personally, or we knew personally, I should say, that have died or have killed someone from what they have given them.
Mm-hmm.
Whether that's advice, whether that's drugs, whether that's anything that you can imagine. It happens. It happens every day.
Mm-hmm.
And we just have to move past it. We can't ignore it and shut it off and pretend it doesn't exist.
No, you just have to view it differently.
That's why I hate when people talk about, or when people refuse to talk about money. I talk about money with y'all every fucking day.
Oh my God. Because bro, whenever we bring up
taboo.
money to anybody else, they're like, what are you talking about?
You really think
I only make this a week.
You really view money as that? I hate hearing this. You really view money as that important? Fuck no. But it will pay to know about it. It'll help me escape the misery I'm living in. So it will pay to fucking know about
freedom
it.
Freedom
as worth knowing. And money is the path. A lot of money won't make you happy, but the lack of money is a pathway to misery. And if you're not talking about money with your family, with your friends, with your coworkers, with everybody, then you're never going to find a way out.
And we're not saying view money as the most important thing in your life, because it most definitely is not. It certainly is not. Money.
I think it's
not even on the list of important things. We're just saying it's like.
I think there's 3 things that make you worthwhile in this life, right? Number 1 is freedom. Mm-hmm. If you're not free, you're barely a human being. You're a slave. You need
without knowing it.
You need money to be fucking free. right? And then it's what you do with that money. So your family and your friends is next on the list.
Yep.
Then third, it's your fitness and your health for yourself.
Can I change your first?
Yes.
God.
I agree.
God should come first. Overall.
But if I'm honest, there have been times here recently where work slowed down. Where I was getting in the dumps. I was getting lost. I was starting to disbelieve in myself and my own dream. And then I opened up a book and I started praying.
Mm-hmm.
And here comes the work flowing in.
Mm-hmm.
You can call it whatever you want, but I have seen what will happen if you show God the beauty of his own creations.
Yep.
And you work for it.
I know when I'm down bad, like when I'm really down bad, I'm by myself. I go to God.
You know what's funny?
And I'm really trying to work on personally, because I'm not perfect. None of us are perfect. I'm trying to work on, I don't know if you heard the new song by Jelly Roll. I think it's Need a Favor or something. I only talk to God when I need a favor. Right. And I'm really trying to work on myself to where I'm not doing that.
I'm glad you said that.
I don't want to go to God only when I need a favor. I want to go to God. I want to let him know about all the things I've accomplished. I want to let him know that I'm very appreciative of the brothers that I have and the family I have. Not just when I need something, but every day I should
those daily practices.
Those daily practices that I'm really trying to work on. Mm-hmm. And we all need to work on as human beings. We need to be thankful more for the little things in life. Because, we can be thankful for all the things we've achieved together. Mm-hmm. But at the end of the day, the thing I'm most thankful for is the people I have around me.
Right.
I have to be.
And what's so funny is most people, when they're down bad, they turn to God.
Yeah.
But you should show the same affection and thankfulness
when you're up.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Say, God, thank you so much.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for
and I had a better way to word. I didn't mean to cut you off. This is very important. But money is also just if your loved ones and those around you are really important, the most important thing to you. If those are the most important people, being squared away with God and being situated, having your money situated would just come naturally. If those people were really that important to you, because then you could help them live the life that you want them to live, and they deserve to live. Mm-hmm. Money will help you get situated, and believing in God and having that faith will also.
I learned this.
Not trying to compare them. They're not on the same level.
I learned
faith
this,
is way more important.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. But I learned this in church, and what people do is called the sin cycle. Right? So they're down bad. They start praying in God, and God helps them through whatever they're going through. They're up. And then they turn away from God and think they don't need him. And then they go back down the rabbit hole and fail. And then when they're so down bad, they turn to God, and the cycle repeats. It repeats. It's a whole cycle where people go through. And what we need to do as a population of planet Earth is break that fucking cycle.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because everyone would not only be happier and better off, but also it would make God happy.
Yeah.
It's not a selfish act to want to be better.
No. Now listen, there is one thing I heard on a podcast, and it does say in the Bible somewhere. I'm not going to quote it because I don't know it, but and it's not that I fully agree with it. And you can hate on me for it. I really don't give a shit. But I don't believe in absolutely everything the Bible says. I'm sorry. I don't. Because it has been transcribed and it's been worded differently.
Well, there's many different Bibles.
There's many different Bibles. And
there's only one true Bible.
There is. And there's one thing in that Bible that it says, and it's like, you don't want to work out of pride. Pride is the downfall of a human being.
Don't they call it an abomination?
Yeah, I want to say they do. And I don't know. Right. I don't. Maybe I don't disagree with it too much. I think of it more as not who's proud of me or if I'm proud. Mm-hmm. I really view it as, how do we feel as a collective? Are we happy? Are we happy where we're at? Because we can be proud all we want, but in all honesty, I know you're not. truly proud of yourself. I know you won't either. And
It
we
depends
won't
on what
be-
you ask about.
We won't be truly proud of ourselves, I think, until we're on our
Pride-
fucking deathbed.
Pride could be used as a good tool,
It
can be,
a
but-
good fuel to like do stuff. Are you telling me you don't want people to do what they're proud, like not do what they're proud of, but like you don't want them to do things that they would be proud of? You know what I'm
I
saying?
think
that'd be a good way to direct
it depends
yourself.
because
at least.
you think pride is
or would
a
it be
pride.
God? Would God be proud of you? Like is that
Pride is not a
No.
bad thing.
Pride is not a bad thing, but
Arrogance.
Yes.
That's what'll kill you.
Yes.
too much? I feel like too much is
That-
good thing. So
thank
it's
you.
Too much of pride.
Thank y'all, because that you just fucking took it out of my mouth. That's what I was.
But
really
also,
trying
you
to
don't
say,
wanna be-
arrogance. You don't want to be arrogant about everything you do. I think you can be proud of somebody and proud of yourself, but the second you turn that pride into a greedy, nasty,
Well, that's when you start
negative,
to mix the two feelings, you know,
Exactly.
and warp them in your own way.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of
You also shouldn't be too happy for too long, you know, because too much of anything
I
is
want
bad for a
to
human.
contradict what you just
Divide,
said,
comfort,
Mm-hmm.
which is perfectly fine because we are allowed to disagree. Unlike
Yes.
a lot of other
No,
podcasts.
say yes,
Podcast.
say yes. or
I
fuck
believe
Yes.
in everything the scripture says, but how people use it is wrong. Like the terrorists who will use the Quran or religion in itself as an excuse to do wrongdoing, or they'll manipulate scripture passages in a certain way to manipulate it to their benefit, where they'll do haram things in the name of God.
In the name of God, yeah.
I believe that's wrong. I do
That is
believe,
hella
Of course.
and another thing I agree with you on is some people think like the King James Bible is the way to go, and then there's other versions of the Bible where they completely take out certain scriptures because it doesn't fit a narrative of wokeism.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I don't have the best translation of the Quran, but I believe in the scripture because it's not the scripture itself, it's the message.
Yes, sir.
You know, you don't need 60 books to learn not to be an asshole.
Yeah.
But if the message is beneficial, I can believe in that.
Yeah.
And how people use it is
Well, I think people take a lot of they take a lot of things like and turn it into their own personal greed, and that's another big one is greed. You know, they
seven deadly sins.
yeah
man.
they twist these words and these messages to help them to justify the things they're doing, and I think that's completely wrong. You can't justify a bad thing. You know, if I go murder somebody, I go, oh well, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I can't even make it a scenario because
That's
I don't live that life. I don't live a
That's
life of constant excuses and justifying why I do the things I do. No, if I do it, it's because I mean it.
That's
It's not,
another thing with the mistranslations you were saying. You know, a lot of people believe that it's not man shall not love man, it's man shall not love boy. You shouldn't
Yeah.
molest a boy. You know, that's
a fucking fact.
right? And it's like man shall not murder, right? Man shall not murder does not mean that you cannot defend yourself in
That
self-defense.
means murdering in cold blood.
Exactly.
Yes. Yes.
And that's where people can manipulate scriptures based on these new translations that we have, because time moves on, people grow, is where people start to manipulate scriptures.
Yep.
And I
But
don't agree with it.
I think it's worse than ever right now.
Oh, yes.
Worse than ever, dude. Because
And
there's so much shit going on right now, and we, you know,
I agree.
I can't even count on my fingers how much, you know, toxic fucking shit is moving around in this world, and it's okay. And
Yeah.
it's okay.
People
It's
just-
perfectly fine
Well, they
because
say-
you're empowering yourself.
They say
The
God,
fuck, dude?
God's
You know
power
why?
God's power is absolute, and they also say the devil deals in lies.
Yeah.
But like, if you ever heard of any faith at all, you'll see like what it does to people, what it does for people. You know, it'll make them
No, dude,
too
dude.
much faith could be like misconstrued.
I used to be
But-
that kind of guy where
Mhm.
I didn't really believe in anything. I knew
Yeah.
there was a God. I didn't know what kind of God. I didn't know. I wasn't an atheist, but I
Mhm.
didn't really believe in God.
You know,
Right. What's up?
Here recently, I have converted because I've realized that all of these religions,
Converted to what?
Islam,
Yeah.
Muslim. You know, I'm a lowercase m because Muslim means you believe in the scripture, but a capital M means you follow the 5 articles of, I forgot what the name is. That's why I'm a lowercase m.
Would you just say you're a young?
I'm interested
A
and
young,
I'm reading.
prospect?
Yeah,
Right.
you're interested. And look, on this, with us being who we are and on this podcast, that's accepted. I'm not going to shit on you because we have 2 different religions.
Exactly.
I'm not going to shit on you because...
But you know what's so funny? I was talking to you about this earlier, was that what I've started reading in the Quran, it goes over Moses.
Yeah.
And to understand it better, I had read the Bible. You know, the Holy Bible. And it talks about Moses leading the people away from the Pharaoh who was enslaving them. So does the Quran. You know, in the Quran, they believe Jesus Christ is the Messiah.
Yeah.
But they also believe in that Muhammad is one of the greatest prophets. You know, in the Bible, you know, a lot of prophets have sinned. In the Quran, no prophet is able to sin.
Mm-hmm.
Not that they're not able, but they won't.
They won't. Exactly, they won't.
And it's the same stories taught in a different way.
From a different culture, different perspective.
Historically, it's all accurate. The timelines, all of the gospel and the scriptures, it's all real.
Yeah.
You just have to know where to look. Just like how you don't read a book front to cover. You dig for the information you want to find.
Mm-hmm.
And if you search hard enough, you'll find it.
Yeah.
You know,
If you take your time to actually do your research, do your due diligence, you'll find out. You'll figure out a lot of shit.
the same way that you said that the devil deals in lies, I think the devil deals in truths.
Yeah.
Because Satanists, they believe if they tell you the truth and they still get one over on you, then it's okay.
And it's all right. Which just isn't.
It's ironic because how can you know that there's a forgiving, merciful God and still love Satan? You know, to believe in Satan, we talked about this earlier. You have to believe in a God.
There's that quote again that sent. I'm not even shitting you, dude. It sent fucking chills down my spine, bro. And it was not even the devil himself will dare to say anything like God won't exist. That's just that's
even he wouldn't dare.
Even he wouldn't dare to say something like that because he knows.
Yeah.
And if you're a Satanist and you believe in the devil, then that means you believe in God, and that means that you believe in that you know there is a higher power. There is a greater feeling you get. Like I said earlier, I used to not really believe in all that shit, man. And you know, the past year of my life, I'm so blessed. I let God into my life, and I've been more grateful. I've been more blessed. I've found myself achieving more things, and I couldn't do that without God. And that's what you have to understand, is that you wouldn't be here without God. Mm-hmm. You need to be thankful for Him.
And
you owe him something.
Do you know what what came first in the Bible?
What's that?
The Word. So before God said, "Let there be light," it first came the Word.
He spoke it.
And even people that don't believe in God believe in energy, believe in vibrations, believe in manifestation. The fact that people will go to a therapist and a psychologist to get medication for a disease that's really from their own problems and they can't fix their life is kind of ironic because they won't fix their fucking mouth first.
Yeah.
I mean, how can you make jokes about, I'm going to kill myself, I'm so bad, ha ha ha, self-deprecating jokes.
The more I let the Lord into my life, bro, the more I see the light. It's kind of funny how that works.
We are not saints.
No.
We are all broken sinners.
Yep. 100%.
We've all been through it.
You know,
we're all going to go through it.
I'm drinking a glass of fucking Crown right now. I cannot sit here and pretend, but I will say that if I can be a voice that leads someone to the light, and that's why I hate when Aiden Ross said, "Oh, you don't believe in God, you're going to hell." That's not what God wants.
It's not what God wants.
In Christianity, we're taught that you need to plant the seed all you need to do, all you need to do is plant the seed for someone to go digging themselves.
You know, I told an old buddy. I don't know. I know you remember Gabe. Gabe was a great friend of ours. Still is. I'm just sad that he's not living in the same area as we are now.
But he's doing better.
He's doing
for
better,
himself, and we cannot hate on that.
There was a few months ago, you know, he went through some rough shit that I couldn't ever understand. You know, because I learned from my family. I'm just gonna say that.
Right.
And you know, a few months ago when we all first started this business, I called him and I was like, look, man, I know you probably don't want to hear it. You know, I know you've probably heard a lot of people preach to you and say this and that, but I said, give God a chance. Give God a chance and just watch your life. Watch your life grow. Watch you as a person grow.
You know how you said you don't agree with everything the Bible says?
Mm-hmm.
There's one thing that I've been conflicting on that I've been trying to work out, and I think I've found a way to be okay with it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's that everybody says, oh, God has a plan for you. Your time will come. This and that. When humans say that, I believe it's bullshit.
Yeah.
Because there's no one that's going to help you but you.
Mm-hmm.
But if you don't have God and faith in your life, then you're never going to prosper the same way you would. It's your action that leads God's blessings into your life.
Yep.
And as much as I can say, I can't say that God's plan is my plan, but I can say that my plan to help us succeed wouldn't be something that God's against.
Yeah.
And as long as I can say that, I can keep striving towards it.
Yeah.
And keep striving with y'all, keep growing with y'all, keep everything that we've been planning and attacking, and it's just...
I like that. People need to start using that word more. Attacking.
Attacking
really
is not
gonna be about something.
a bad word.
It's not a...
It doesn't have to have that negative connotation.
No.
It just means you're jumping on it. You're jumping on it
doesn't
right
mean
then and there.
violence. It just means...
It's like if I say, man, I don't feel like folding this laundry. No, I'll wake up and be like, oh, I gotta attack this laundry. It's like, okay, get the laundry.
One of those
Get the
motivational
money.
speakers, you know, it really enlightened me, because he said, when you wake up in the morning, keep these words in your mind. Do it now. Do it now. Do it now. You wake up and you see that dirty laundry, do it now.
Do it now.
You see your bed is not made, do it now. You see
a big one is getting up.
Yes.
You know, if you got that alarm clock and you're
David Goggins was big on that,
get
man.
Get up now. Because you will sit in that bed and you will fucking, you know, you'll get I know I keep quoting it, but you find comfort in comfort.
Yeah.
You know, you're laying in your bed and you're like, oh, this is so nice, so comfy. You know, get the fuck up and attack the day. Don't just go through lollygag throughout your day. You know, what not just Waller, I did it way before Waller ever said this.
I didn't mean to cut you off, but I think we're running short on time here.
Are we?
We have to say our goodbyes, and if our battery dies, then great.
Yeah.
Okay, let me say one more thing.
Okay.
I just want to get this one last message out. Start writing your day down.
Yes.
For as long as I can remember, I have a little notebook. Okay, Thursday of whatever month it is, whatever day. I need to do this, and this. I might not do it in that order.
But it's going to get
but
done.
If my how my brain works is if I see those check marks, I did good. And
I will
start
continue.
there.
We will continue on this, but first we have to say our goodbyes.
Yeah.
We'll put it at the end.
Yes, sir.
Goodbye, fuckers.
Thank y'all for listening.
joining. Fuck y'all.
Have a good one.
Fuck you,
Attack the
Eric.
day.
Fuck you, Eric. Love you, Eric. Bye.
Love you, Eric.
Woo!
Love you, Eric. We're breaking the sound barrier.
So, to continue on that, there was a
I
man.
need some training.
There was a man that asked David Goggins to live with him, and he said, "Motherfucker, if you're crazy enough to ask me to live with you for a month, motherfucker, I'm crazy to do it."
Mm-hmm.
So he lived with him, and he trained hard and hard and hard and hard and hard. And it wasn't necessarily training towards a goal. It was training to see what you could overcome.
Mm-hmm.
In that same aspect, that same man has a calendar that is his full year. he writes down everything he's going to do for every day in that year, and he is going to have the most successful year of his life because it's all planned out. In the same way, whenever you see those little check marks by each of the things you have to do every day, it makes you feel empowered. It can be simple things.
Yeah.
You know, whenever
Very simple things like...
First thing, wake up at 5 a.m. Second thing, brush my motherfucking teeth.
Yep.
Third thing, drink my motherfucking coffee.
Especially if you've got like a whiteboard or something that, you know, you have your daily routines. Write that shit out, bro.
Your mission of the day.
Mission of the day.
Little victories will empower you to achieve the big ones.
Yeah.
You know, making $1 million business does not come from one day I decided to make $1 million business. It starts from today I decided to make my fucking bed.
Yeah.
Today I decided to get my shit together. Your room where you sleep at night is a representation of your own mind. Where it's at, where you're going. And if it's not clean, your mind is not clean.
Exactly.
It's a representation of who you are inside and out.
I think I found something funny the other day.
On the inside.
Kind of off topic. I just heard you say $1 million, so it just came to my mind. I can't remember what his name is. He's a very successful man. Long hair, jacked. I don't know his name. He was like, it's easier to make $1 million rather than 100K. You can make $1 million before 100K. Are you fucking dumb? Are you fucking stupid?
You realize on the way to that $1 million,
you gotta make 100K first?
Can I tell you something? Arnold Schwarzenegger, he's like,
whoa.
He's like, he said it's easier to make your second million than it is your first.
Yeah. But
so start with your second.
Yeah. See that?
And then everybody got quiet. Everybody was like waiting for this secret tip. He's like, I'm fucking joking.
Yeah.
He's like, obviously you have to make
your first million before you make your second million. Jesus, dude.
But it does make sense why people say like it's easier to make $2 million than it is to make $1 million. Because you get past that first million hump.
I can
you're
get where they're
first
coming
learning how to do it.
Yeah.
10 million has to be so easy to make once you're already a millionaire because
it's so easy to dream.
Yep.
It's so easy to dream about the millions and the Lambos and the bitches and the girls. But what it's not easy to do is put in that work. Yeah. It's not easy to wake up every morning, put on a fucking t-shirt.
And be about it.
And work. Yeah. Yes. To be about it.
You're not going to be perfect at it. A lot of people want to be these perfectionists or not do it at all, you know. And so you have to be about it every single day.
Look at our first podcast compared to this podcast.
Yep.
Look at the first lawn we cut versus the 51st versus the 110th versus the 200,000 mark.
Yeah.
There's no...
I said it today, dude. The fact...
Wrap it up with some final notes.
I just want to say this. Last thing I want to say is, one, trusting the process. You have to trust the process. Even when you're at your lowest, you have to know that everything's going to be all right as long as you keep pushing as hard as you can.
Your own process and God's process. Because you have an idea, God has a plan for your idea.
I love that, dude.
You have to align yourself with God and your dreams will become successful.
God,
humans have like a metal detector for kind of success. If you're on the right path, you'll feel like it.
You will.
You know, you don't have to doubt yourself.
You'll know.
You'll be like, man, everything feels kind of like we're going in the right direction right now. Even if we fucking crash and burn, and you have to bring yourself out the ashes, you'll feel like you're on the right direction.
Humans have a metal detector for what's right and what's fucking wrong.
Since
What's
a very young age.
and what's holy.
Yep.
It doesn't matter. Nature versus nurture.
Geeks, bro.
I believe in fucking nature.
Yeah.
I believe that the genomes in you have been, since your ancestors, are stronger than what your parents have put you through, what life has put you through, what anything has put you through. If you put your faith in God and faith in yourself and you actually work towards something, there's nothing in this world that's going to fucking stop you.
Amen, brother.
Good night, y'all.
Good night. We're going to leave it on that note.
I gotta fucking piss.
Love y'all.
Yes.
Woo!
Nick, you're stupid. Counting all these racks, money so long. I told her goodbye.